Imagine an intricate network of over 100 billion neurons, each connecting to thousands of others. Can you guess what this marvel of engineering is? Let's dive into this enigma, a universe within us, a master control center that makes us who we are. It's an organ so complex, it's been the subject of study for centuries, yet we've only scratched the surface of its true potential. This wondrous entity is the brain, the powerhouse of the human body. This remarkable organ is a hive of activity, a bustling metropolis where each neuron or nerve cell forms thousands of connections with others. This network is so vast, it's estimated to contain more connections than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. The brain's complexity lies not just in its sheer number of neurons, but also in the myriad ways they connect and communicate. At every junction, or synapse, signals leap across tiny gaps filled with chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. This intricate dance of electrical and chemical signals forms the basis of everything we think, feel, and do. But it's not all about the neurons. The brain is also home to a supporting cast of cells known as glia, which help nourish and protect the neurons, maintain the brain's infrastructure, and even participate in signaling. The brain is a marvel of nature, a testament to the power of evolution. It controls our every move, our every thought, our every sensation. It's the seat of our consciousness, the wellspring of our emotions, the vault of our memories. It shapes our perceptions and molds our reality. And yet, the brain is more than just the sum of its parts. It's a dynamic, ever-changing organ, constantly adapting and reconfiguring itself in response to our experiences. It's a living, breathing symphony of activity, a miracle of nature that we are only just beginning to understand. So, next time you ponder a question, savor a meal, or simply take a deep breath, remember the marvel at work within your skull, the silent conductor orchestrating the symphony of your life. Yes, you've got it right. This complex network is none other than your brain. What if we told you that the brain, which weighs just about 3 pounds, is the most complex structure in the universe? It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? Now let's dive into the intricate labyrinth of the brain's structure. Picture this. The brain is like a bustling city, bustling with activity. At the heart of this city, we find 3 major structures: the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. Each has a unique role to play, much like the different districts in a city. The cerebrum, the largest part of the brain, is the thinking hub. It's where we process information, make decisions, and create memories. It's also the birthplace of our creativity, personality, and emotions. So, when you're painting a masterpiece, solving a math problem, or even laughing at a joke, it's the cerebrum at work. Now, let's move to the cerebellum. It might be smaller in size, but its importance is no less. The cerebellum is our body's precision manager. It ensures our movements are smooth and coordinated. So, whether you're dancing ballet, catching a ball, or even typing on your keyboard, the cerebellum is your silent partner, ensuring each movement is executed with precision. Last but not least, the brainstem. It's like the brain's autopilot, controlling all the functions we don't consciously think about. Breathing, heart rate, blood pressure. All these are deftly managed by the brainstem. It's the brainstem that keeps the city of our brain, and by extension, our body, running smoothly. These 3 parts of the brain, working in harmony, create the symphony of our thoughts, actions, and experiences. Each has its role, yet they're interconnected, communicating and collaborating to keep us functioning. From the simplest tasks, like blinking, to complex ones like composing music, our brain is constantly at work, making sense of the world around us. It's an intricate network of structures, each playing its part in the grand scheme of things. Intricate yet beautifully structured, the brain is indeed a marvel of nature. Ever wondered how we remember, think, or feel emotions? The secret lies in the brain's cells, the neurons. Imagine an intricate, bustling city with traffic signals directing the flow of vehicles. Now replace those vehicles with information, and you have a simplified model of our brain's neural network. The star of this network? Neurons, our brain's tiny yet mighty warriors. These neurons are not your average cells. They are specialized for communication, transmitting signals swiftly and efficiently, much like how a postman delivers letters. Each neuron is composed of a cell body, dendrites, and an axon. Picture the cell body as the post office, the dendrites as the mail collectors, and the axon as the delivery route. When a neuron receives a signal, it's like the post office receiving mail. This signal, or mail, travels down the axon, the delivery route, until it reaches the end. Here's where the magic happens. At the end of the axon, the signal needs to jump to the next neuron. But there's a tiny gap called a synapse. So how does the signal get across? Enter neurotransmitters, the heroes of our story. They're like the ferry boats that help the signal cross the synapse. When the signal reaches the end of the axon, it triggers the release of these neurotransmitters. They then bind to the next neuron, passing on the signal, much like a relay race. This process of signal transmission is happening right now as you're understanding these words. It's crucial for everything we do, from remembering where we left our keys, to feeling joy when we see a loved one, to solving complex puzzles. But neurons don't work alone. They form vast networks, with each neuron connecting to thousands of others. This interconnectedness is what makes our cognitive functions possible. It's what allows us to think, remember, and feel. So the next time you learn something new, or recall a fond memory, remember the hardworking neurons that made it possible. Neurons, the brain's tiny warriors, are constantly at work, helping us navigate through life. Did you know your brain can change and adapt? This ability is known as brain plasticity. Imagine a sculptor continuously chiseling away at a block of marble, shaping it into a masterpiece. This is akin to what happens inside your brain. Brain plasticity, also known as neuroplasticity, refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It's like the brain's superpower, allowing it to adapt and change as we encounter new experiences, learn new skills, or suffer injuries. In the early years of neuroscience, it was believed that the brain's structure was fixed and unchangeable after a certain age. However, research over the past few decades has flipped this theory on its head. It's now understood that our brains are dynamic and constantly evolving, regardless of age. Every time we learn something new, our brain changes. Let's say you're learning to play the guitar. With practice, the parts of your brain responsible for finger dexterity and musical understanding would grow and strengthen. But brain plasticity isn't just about learning new skills. It's also crucial in recovery from brain injuries. If a part of the brain gets damaged, other parts can sometimes take over the functions that were lost. This adaptability can help stroke victims regain speech and movement, and it's all thanks to the brain's remarkable plasticity. In fact, every time you remember, think, feel, or move, your brain is changing. Every experience, every thought, and every emotion sculpts your brain in unique ways. It's a constant, never-ending process that continues throughout life. This understanding of brain plasticity has opened new avenues for therapies in neurology and psychology. It gives hope to those recovering from trauma and inspires us all to keep learning and growing. Remember, your brain isn't a fixed, unchangeable mass. It's an adaptable, dynamic organ, always ready for the next challenge, always ready to learn and grow. With its remarkable ability to adapt, our brain never ceases to amaze. Ever felt a surge of happiness or a pang of sadness? It's all happening in your brain. The brain, our most complex organ, is the mastermind behind our emotions. It's like the conductor of an orchestra, coordinating different musicians, or in this case, brain regions, to bring about the symphony of our emotional experiences. Central to this emotional orchestra is the limbic system. This network of structures deep within the brain choreographs our emotional responses. Think of the limbic system as the heart of our emotional brain, beating to the rhythm of our feelings. Two key players in the limbic system are the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala, named after its almond shape, is the emotional sentinel of our brain. It plays a pivotal role in processing emotions, particularly those related to fear and anxiety. When you feel your heart racing at the sight of a spider or during a suspenseful movie, that's your amygdala in action. Then there's the hippocampus, a structure that looks a bit like a seahorse. The hippocampus is instrumental in forming and retrieving memories, especially those tied to emotions. Ever wondered why certain smells or songs can instantly transport you back to a specific moment in time, complete with the emotions you felt then? That's your hippocampus at work. But the brain's role in emotions doesn't stop there. Other regions, like the prefrontal cortex, are involved too. This part of the brain helps us to evaluate and regulate our emotional responses. So when you manage to keep your cool in a stressful situation, you have your prefrontal cortex to thank. It's fascinating, isn't it? How these intricate structures and processes within our brains translate into the emotions we experience every day. The joy of a shared laugh, the comfort of a familiar scent, the thrill of a new adventure, the sorrow of a loss. All these emotions paint the canvas of our lives. Our emotions, complex and varied, are all rooted in the intricate workings of the brain. Why do we need to sleep? What happens to our brain when we're asleep? These are questions that have intrigued scientists for centuries. Let's delve into the fascinating world of sleep and its intimate relationship with our brain. Sleep is not merely a passive state where we switch off from the world. It's a dynamic and essential process that plays a pivotal role in the overall health and functionality of our brain. When we're asleep, our brain is far from inactive. It's actually hard at work, performing crucial tasks that impact our physical and mental well-being. There are two primary stages of sleep: non-rapid eye movement, NREM, and rapid eye movement, REM. During NREM sleep, which is the deeper, more restorative stage, the brain waves slow down, and the body has a chance to repair and rejuvenate itself. This is the time when the brain consolidates memories and learns from the day's experiences. As we transition into REM sleep, the stage associated with vivid dreaming, our brain activity increases, resembling the patterns of a waking brain. It's during this stage that the brain processes emotional experiences and stimulates areas associated with learning and creativity. But the importance of sleep doesn't stop at memory consolidation and emotional processing. Sleep deprivation has been linked to a range of health issues, from impaired cognitive function and mood disorders to chronic conditions such as heart disease and diabetes. And it's during sleep that the brain performs a kind of housekeeping function, clearing out harmful toxins that accumulate during the day. So, when we deprive ourselves of sufficient sleep, we're not just missing out on dreams, we're hindering our brain's ability to perform essential functions that keep us healthy, sharp, and emotionally balanced. In essence, sleep is a non-negotiable aspect of our lives that directly impacts our brain health and overall wellness. It's a time when our brain sorts, processes, and stores a myriad of information gathered throughout the day. As we rest, our brain stays active, processing the day's experiences and preparing us for the next. As we age, our brain changes. But how does this affect our memory and cognitive abilities? Let's delve into the fascinating world of the aging brain. Just like the rest of our bodies, our brains undergo transformations as we grow older. With age, the brain naturally shrinks in size, and the volume of our brain cells reduces. This shrinkage primarily affects the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, areas of the brain associated with learning, memory, planning, and other complex mental activities. But what does this mean for our memory and cognitive abilities? It's a common belief that getting older means inevitable cognitive decline. However, this isn't entirely accurate. While some cognitive functions may slow down, others, like vocabulary or general knowledge, often remain stable or even improve with age. Memory changes are a normal part of aging. It might take longer to learn new things, or you might forget names or appointments. But these changes are typically not severe and don't disrupt daily life. However, severe memory loss or cognitive decline is not a normal part of aging. It could be a sign of more serious conditions like Alzheimer's disease or dementia. Alzheimer's, the most common form of dementia, is a progressive disease that destroys memory and other important mental functions. But here's the silver lining. The brain may shrink, but it doesn't lose its ability to learn and adapt. This ability, known as neuroplasticity, persists throughout life. Furthermore, research shows that lifestyle choices, such as regular exercise, a healthy diet, and mental stimulation, can help support brain health as we age. In essence, the aging brain is not a failing brain, it's a changing brain. And while these changes can present challenges, they also bring about opportunities for growth and adaptation. Though aging brings changes, our brain possesses an incredible resilience. What does the future hold for brain research? Are there still mysteries to uncover? As we delve into the future of brain research, it's clear that we stand on the brink of a new era, a time of unprecedented discovery and understanding. Yet as we continue to unlock the secrets of the brain, we are humbly reminded of how much remains unknown. Our brains, the very essence of who we are, still hold countless mysteries. It's like an intricate puzzle, with pieces scattered across a vast, unexplored landscape. And every new piece we find, every new connection we make, only deepens our appreciation for the brain's complexity. Imagine the possibilities. We might be able to fully comprehend the causes of neurological disorders, such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and epilepsy. We might unravel the intricate web of mental health, understanding how our brain processes emotions and how this affects our well-being. Advancements in brain research could even redefine our understanding of consciousness itself. But it's not just about understanding. The future of brain research also has the potential to transform our lives in practical ways. Imagine a world where we can harness the power of the brain to cure diseases, improve memory, or even enhance our cognitive abilities. The possibilities are, quite literally, mind-boggling. In this future, we may see the advent of sophisticated brain-computer interfaces that could allow us to control machines with our thoughts. We might develop new therapies that can help repair the damage caused by stroke or trauma. And as we continue to learn more about the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and change, we might even discover ways to boost our brain's plasticity, enhancing our capacity to learn and grow throughout our lives. Yet, as we venture into this exciting future, we must also be aware of the ethical issues that such advancements might raise. How do we balance the promise of progress with the need to respect individual autonomy and privacy? As we continue to explore the brain's vast complexities, who knows what discoveries await us? The future of brain research is a journey into the unknown, a quest driven by curiosity and the desire to understand. As we stand on the cusp of this new era, we can only imagine the wonders that lie ahead. In the vastness of the universe, there exists a world within us that is equally fascinating, our brain. Just as space explorers gaze at the cosmos, trying to decipher its mysteries, we too embark on an inward journey, seeking to unravel the enigma that is our brain. This intricate organ, a product of millions of years of evolution, is a universe unto itself, a universe that we carry within us, each and every day. Our journey today has taken us through the labyrinthine structure of the brain, its billions of neurons firing and sparking, communicating through countless synapses. We've explored the concept of brain plasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to change and adapt, to learn and unlearn. We've delved into the role of the brain in our emotions and how it orchestrates the symphony of our feelings. Our voyage even took us into the realm of sleep, where we discovered the brain's crucial role in rest, rejuvenation, and the consolidation of our memories.